Judah perhaps looking ahead to a big showdown with Kostya. And coming up next, our main event, Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota, as we take you backstage into the dressing room of both Tyson and Golota, making final preparations. Tyson doing some singing, Golota a little shadow boxing, and despite careers once filled with promise, tonight's combatants have become infamous for their violent indiscretions in the ring. A look back now at the checkered histories of Tyson and Golota. Mike Tyson, now so vilified, was once the most charismatic and celebrated fighter of his generation. But over the last 4 years, his career has been indelibly marred by controversies and inexplicable fouls.
Hit him again. He did it again. Tyson showing desperation in fighting Holyfield 2 times. Look out now. More fighting in the ring after the end of the fight. And Tyson is just taking swipes at anybody in front of him.
Look at me. Look at me. I got to go home and my kids are going to be scared of me. Look at me, man.
Hey, Mike. Mike. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, break.
Oh, and he hits him after the bell, and Norris goes down, and here we go again. Tyson hit Norris after the bell. A barrage by Tyson. The referee, John Coyle, steps between, and he continues. Coyle's trying to stop it.
I was going to rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart. I want to eat his children.
Tyson's opponent, Andrew Golota, has not exactly earned himself a reputation as a choir boy either. His blatant low blows and enigmatic behavior were never more apparent than in his 2 battles against Riddick Bowe.
Oh, Golota's hitting below the belt. Golota again with low blows. So look at this. Bowe goes down. That's it. Golota's disqualified. Golota is absolutely unbelievable.
As they prepare for tonight's contest, both combatants hope their bout will not deteriorate into an embarrassing foul fest.
He should be very nice to me. He shouldn't initiate anything as far as any foul tactics or anything. I really hope he doesn't do that. I don't think he will.
I don't think it's dirty, I don't think anybody's dirty, in the ring. But the thing is, he might lose his focus, in the fights.
I don't want to get in a dirty fight with nobody. He doesn't want to. I'm sure he doesn't want to get in a dirty fight with me.
I come to the fight, whatever he does, whatever he starts, I finish,
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to wrestle with anybody. I'm going to land my fist on his face and his ribs.
Well, the question now is this: have Tyson and Golota learned from their past transgressions? Will they enter tonight's bout with the intent to fight by the rules, or are they already resigned to the notion of foul play, particularly after hearing and reading how almost everyone is expecting the worst? Let me bring on my ringside partner, former world champion Bobby Ches. And Bobby, if Tyson's conduct is okay and he comes up with a victory, does he get to return to the big money venues in Nevada?
I think Las Vegas will welcome him with open arms. He still generates the big bucks. He makes the most money for the venues everywhere throughout the world, especially Las Vegas.
What if he self-destructs and fouls out again?
It's not inconceivable if he fouls out that here in Michigan they'll ban him and that they'll ban him throughout the United States. I don't think that that's going to happen. But boy, I'll tell you what, you never know.
What about the referee situation? Frank Garza is very inexperienced. He's had only 1 title fight. This isn't a title fight, but still, experienced referees have had their difficulties with Tyson. Now you throw Golota into the mix. Doesn't a fight of this magnitude on this level call for a more seasoned third man of the ring?
I completely agree. I think that a referee who has a proven track record, who's proven himself in big fights, tough fights, who's made tough decisions, split-second reactions who make the difference, change lives and history here. I think a better referee would have been better suited for this fight.
Plus a size factor. He's only 5'8", 172 against these hulking heavyweights. That's not going to be easy.
Well, Mills Lane's a big man, a small man in size, but a big man in stature. He controls the fighters in the ring. He knows his business. He does it well.
All right, Tyson and Golota, two freight trains heading straight for each other. A matchup that has captured the imagination of many people, including boxing commentator, painter, and writer Ferdy Pacheco, better known as the Fight Doctor. Ferdy takes a personal look at tonight's star attraction in this latest installment of The Doctor Is In.
Once considered a candidate to stand with Dempsey, Lewis, Marciano, and Ali, Tyson is now a defrocked bully, incapable of assuming accountability for his actions and for accepting the responsibility he has to the sport of boxing and to his audience. When Tyson was sentenced to an Indianapolis penitentiary, I resolved to write to him after every Showtime fight. I had no great personal friendship with Mike, nor was I a fan of his in particular. But as a member of the boxing fraternity, I was just trying to lighten his load. Well, for almost 2 years, he never wrote back. But one day, to my surprise, I received this letter. And in it, he said, and I quote, "Believe it or not, I always liked you as a man, but I never knew how to take you. Because I am a great believer that we must distrust one another. It's our only defense against being betrayed." I never heard from him again. With a philosophy like that, is it any wonder that Tyson can implode at any time, ending what could have been one of boxing's greatest careers, and more tragically, a life filled with promise? Could this implosion happen tonight against the equally unpredictable and volatile Andrew Golota? I, for one, sincerely hope not. This is The Fight Doctor, and this is my diagnosis.
Well, that's why we're here, to see what happens between Tyson and Golota, to see if somebody implodes or explodes or whatever the heck goes on here. It really has been a stressful thing trying to get ready for this fight with all the craziness going on. But Bobby, is the winner of this fight ready for the winner of the upcoming title fight between Lennox Lewis and David Tua?
I think certainly the winner of this fight is going to be right there. He's going to be knocking on the door of a world championship fight with Lennox Lewis or David Tua. My personal pick is that Tua wins, so that the Lewis-Tyson possible showdown gets put aside, at least for now. And I think that either way, the winner of this fight shows he's ready to go. What
if there are some promotional problems? If there is, say, a Tyson-Lewis matchup, a showdown there, Tyson-Holyfield 3?
Well, certainly the trilogy needs to be completed. I don't think that the final statement, the stamp, has been put on that. I think there's still some things left unsaid that need to be said, and maybe even more importantly, done.
Then again, who knows, because Tyson said yesterday this is his last fight.
If this is his last fight, this is probably my last broadcast, but I pray it's not.
I doubt both, okay? Let's get your keys to victory for the main event.
What we have here is a battle of the unpredictable and maybe the very unexpected. Mike Tyson, there's no stranger to what he has to do. He has to get on the inside, and also when he gets on the inside, he's got to go to the body, then to the head in combination. He's devastating when he does that, okay? And those big left hooks and right uppercuts that he throws on the inside are devastating. Here against Julius Francis, he's going to circle to the side to get better angle of delivery, and when he does, he's going to deliver a right uppercut to the body and then take a left uppercut directly to the head. Buckle his man over to the belly and then bang him to the head. There's the right uppercut. Bent over goes Julius Francis, and there's the uppercut which topples him to the canvas. That's Mike at his best. Andrew Golota has got to establish a power jab, not just flick it out there. He's got to put some sting on Mike if he wants to win. Also push Mike back. Holyfield did it, and he won. It's key. And keep some distance between them. Golota's too big to fight on the inside with Mike Tyson. Here Golota against Norris. He's going to throw the jab, then he's going to throw a little left hook up top, just to keep, not real hard punches, just to keep Norris from coming in. Keep him at a distance where he can win, and Norris cannot win. Throws a little hook outside. He throws the right hand to the body and comes up again with a little hook, keeping the jab in his face, keeping that distance, keeping him away. Golota can win from here. Norris can't. Tyson can't. Now watch what happens when Orlando Norris goes to bend to come in. Now Golota unloads with real punches. Right uppercut and a left hook. You see the shoulder, he's bent, he's making his move. There comes the uppercut and the hook. And then Golota is right back out of harm's way.
Well, from keys to victory, Bobby, to faces in the crowd, the greatest, Muhammad Ali, former champion Larry Holmes on hand at the Palace. One of the all-time greats from Michigan State, not far. The Magic Man, Urban Magic Johnson. Basketball star Vince Carter, fresh off the gold medal winning performance in Sydney. Jerry Stackhouse, local favorite from the Detroit Pistons, and entertainer Sean Puff Daddy Combs. So the stage is finally set for tonight's main event. Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota. The buildup is over. The moment has arrived. Let's throw it up to our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr., to introduce the ring walks.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are ready to bring out the boxers in our heavyweight showdown main event of the evening. First, making his way to the ring, please welcome the big contender, the heavyweight from Poland, Andrew Golota.
We understand Andrew Golota is holding up the works, not ready to come in, despite the fact that Jimmy Lennon Jr. announced his ring walk introduction. This is right outside the locker room as we await the emergence behind closed doors of Andrew Golota. You know,
I don't know if it's a psychological game, Steve, but psychological games at this level, I just don't think they work.
Well, especially he doesn't have Tyson waiting or anything, so what does Tyson care? Perhaps it's only fitting that Golota's trainer is also a tailor, because many feel Golota is tailor-made for Mike Tyson. Slow, plodding, questionable heart. Crowd of better than 16,000 awaiting the entrance of Andrew Golota. And like many before him, a lot of people feel that Golota just won't be prepared for Tyson's speed and power. That's if he shows up.
I think that's something, Steve, that a lot of these heavyweights really do underestimate speed.
Yeah, and his wife, Mariola, who is a criminal attorney, is also anxiously awaiting her husband's entrance. I think, you know what happened? I think Tyson's people saw the last Golota fight with Orlin Orris and said, that's our man. Golota with a lot of support from the Polish community of Detroit and Chicago. Chicago about a 4.5-hour drive away. That, of course, is where Golota lives now, originally from Warsaw, Poland. And we'll see if Tyson is true to form and comes out swinging at the bell. Usually he hears the bell, takes a beat, then fires a haymaker. That's usually the drill. If so, will Golota, like Holyfield, fight back, or will he be terrified early, or will he unravel and resort to roughhouse tactics under pressure? Well, we know Golota has certain skills above average. Would you say that, Bobby?
He has above average skills. He's a good athlete. He's big. He's mean. He's somewhat tough. And he can fight a bit.
But he's also been his own worst enemy. Is he capable of staying focused, fighting a clean, smart, solid fight on this big of a stage against a guy who can really provoke him?
You know, Steve, I'm not really sure that it matters. I think maybe he can for a short time, but I think eventually it's going to become such a war, and it's going to be such a fight or die, do or die, that anything is possible.
They're trying to clear people away to make a path. There's Alcerto on the left, his colorful trainer. We'll see Golota momentarily. Here he comes. He does have a good chin. He can take a punch, but how will he react once he feels the power of Tyson? I mean, these aren't sparring partners simulating Tyson's left hook. He has been rocked by fighters who don't hit as hard as Tyson. Is that a point?
He reacted pretty well to Riddick Bowe's power, and he wound up on the floor, and he got back up, and he demolished Bowe to a great degree. He reacted pretty well to Michael Grant's, got up. He didn't react that well to Lennox Lewis's, and this Tyson power is an all-new kind of hurt.
And the people reacting as they see him up on the big jumbotron. The question is, how does he get Tyson's respect early?
Steve, there's no two ways about it. He has to come to Mike with a hard jab. He's got to pop him, whether it's a left hook, a right hand, an uppercut. He has to sting Mike a little bit and let him know, oh, by the way, I'm going to be here a while, so don't get too confident. I have to tell you, Steve, just the thought of walking in the ring with a Mike Tyson is a great rush. I mean, the best rush I ever had was jumping out of a plane to skydive Phoenix. I enjoyed that, but fighting Mike Tyson has to be an incredible rush. Right now, I wish I was Andrew Golota.
A lot of people feel that this may be akin to jumping out of a plane for Golota without a parachute.
Well, I don't think he's going to die. No, he could get hurt.
He did behave in his last fight. You recall a decision over Orlin Norris, but he was very cautious, Bobby, and plain dull. Can he take that same tact, that same approach, and be successful against a guy like Tyson?
That type of approach, that type of performance will get him annihilated and annihilated early. I don't think it's possible. He said he was hurt in that fight. He had some problems under his left arm by his rib cage. I don't think it's possible to fight anything even remotely close to that and survive, never mind win.
There's an explanation for Golota's tardiness. Let's get it from Jim Gray.
Well, there's been some controversy the last day and a half, according to the promoters of this fight, Tommy Hearns and Dan Goosen. Andrew Golota did not want to wear the Everlast gloves. He wanted to wear a different brand of gloves. He was not happy with the ones that were picked out for him by the commission that he had to select at the meeting. And up until the last minute, he had refused to put them on, and they finally convinced him to put them on and come out and fight. Steve?
Thanks, Jim. Everlast more of a boxer's glove.
I'll tell you what, I think that this glove is better for Golota and not as good for Mike. If I were Mike, I'd want the Rays. I'd want the power puncher's glove. I don't understand it.
Let's go back to Jimmy Lennon Jr. to bring on Mr. Tyson.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring to the music of Cash Money recording artist, Cash Money Millionaires. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the one and only Iron Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, you heard me?
Watch out! Alright, we're gonna do this for my homeboy Mike Tyson! What? You know me, I don't need no introduction to this. Ride business around the city, all butts in this. Arm hanging, wrist breaking, just starting this. Drop the top, pockets high, bumping in this. P.S. get it right, don't tangle and twist it. Every night, don't tangle and twist it. Don't like it, cause I'm banging and twisting. And twinkle and glisten. You can call it with the bill. With the platinum grill. The platinum beat. The platinum tape. The platinum wine. And the platinum.
Tyson said this a fight that is meant for him. He's very excited about it, says his strategy is no different for Golota than anyone else. Not worried about low blows, saying they don't hurt if you have a cup, and doesn't think Golota brings anything to worry him in the ring. His trainer, Tommy Brooks, thinks he'll destroy Andrew Golota. How pivotal is the first round?
The first round is key for both fighters, but especially for Mike, because if Andrew Golota can hit Mike, hurt Mike, push Mike back a little bit in the first round, Mike's got a whole new thing to deal with. He's got to deal with a guy who's going to be here and is prepared. If Mike gets his thing going early, this fight is done.
With that, do you look for him to come out swarming, trying to take Golota out expeditiously, or will he look to rough him up, take him out of his game, make him do something foolish?
Mike never looks to let anyone get outside the first round. He looks to take it to you and put what he calls the big hurt on you. He looks to put it on you as often and as early as possible.
All right, let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. Tyson turned 34 in June, 2 years older. Big 5-inch height advantage, 7-inch reach advantage. Golota at yesterday's weigh-in, as mentioned, Tyson 222, Golota 240. And the key Michigan rules for this non-title fight. The standing 8 count is in effect. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round. If an accidental headbutt occurs before the end of the 5th round, the fight's ruled a technical draw. If it happens after the end of round 5, they go to the scorecard. So here at the Palace of Auburn Hills, better than 16,000 on hand, ready for the main event. Mike Tyson versus Andrew Golota. The official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Palace of Auburn Hills here in Auburn Hills, Michigan. Michigan, as it's time for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by America Presents and Hearns Entertainment in association with Main Events, Fight Night Inc. and SET Showtime Event Television. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the Michigan State Athletic Board of Control. The chairman is David Sebastian, vice chairman Dr. Michael Sherman. Now introducing to you our three judges scoring the bout from ringside. From Clarkston, Michigan, Rosemary Grable. From Hale, Michigan, Bernie Teachout. And from Troy, Michigan, Brad Wright. Now introducing to you the third man of the ring, the referee in charge. From Lincoln Park, Michigan, Frank Garza. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. A heavyweight showdown scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the Palace of Auburn Hills, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing white trunks with red trim, fighting out of Chicago, Illinois by way of Warsaw, Poland. He weighed in at an even 240 pounds with a record of 36 wins, 4 losses. He has 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the WBC number 9 ranked heavyweight contender, introducing the hard-hitting Andrew Golota. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, really needing no introduction the world over, entering the ring wearing his traditional black trunks and hailing from Catskill, New York. He weighed in at 222 pounds with a record of 48 wins, 3 losses, and 1 no contest. He has 42 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the youngest man ever to capture the world title, the 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the one and only Iron Mike Tyson. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Frank Garza, now to give instructions. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in this, our main event of the evening.
Only the chief second and the boxer in the ring. Everybody else has to be out. Only the chief second. Only the chief second. Only the chief second.
Going on here now, Bobby. I mean, somebody's got to make their way to the center of the ring.
I personally think it's ridiculous. I think the referee's waiting for everybody to get out of the ring, except for the chief second, which are the trainers, and the fighters themselves.
It's a familiar sight of Tyson pacing like a caged tiger, and already, before the fight starts, Frank Garza has some punches.
I can see Mike's belly button right there, and that's going to be the line. So anything on his trunks or cups, I'm going to consider a low blow. His is up a little high. His belly button's right there, so I'm going to give Mike right here that red line. You got it? Okay. We already went through all the directions in the dressing room. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Any questions in this corner? Okay, gentlemen, let's do it right. Touch them up. May the best man win.
Garza looking to take charge from the outset. 21 of Tyson's 42 knockouts in the first round. Fastest KO 30 seconds with Barvis Frazier. Second fastest 37 seconds Robert Collet. The third, his last fight, 38 seconds, Lou Savarese. Golota, stand-up boxer, big right hand, deliberate yet busy, looks to wear you down, but will he be around long enough to find out if he can? Can he keep his composure under pressure? Here we go.
Golota looks a little soft in the belly too, Steve. He's trying to get that jab, trying to get through this first round.
Tyson, as usual, comes out winging. Backing Golota up. We haven't seen Golota's right yet.
Golota standing, you see him, his legs is a little stiff, and he's looking at, looks like he's looking to load up the right hand, and you can hear his corner yelling throw the right hand, but he looks really tight. Mike's not working in behind the jab. There he started to throw it.
Let him go. Vibrate.
Golota definitely more skilled than some of Tyson's recent opponents.
Vibrate.
He is big.
I'm watching it.
He is a big target, and Mike's got a lot of man to work with in front of him. He's throwing some big body shots. Golota not throwing any hard punches at all.
Tyson looking to resurrect his aura of invincibility.
Golota's not really using any of the leverage either. He's staying too straight. He's not bending. He's not using that height and that reach. He's slapping a lot. He's still afraid. Straight right hand.
Followed by the left by Golota. And then a right uppercut. Blocked by Tyson. Here's the left jab by Golota. That scores. Misses with
Off his head.
Chopping right cross.
He's tapping a little bit. He's not really unloading with these big shots.
Break. Let him go.
Golota
No push.
has yet to feel the extreme impact, the power of Tyson.
Step back, both of you. Step back quickly. Step back. My break.
He's throwing a big, wide right hand to the
no
body,
wrestling.
Steve.
No wrestling. Let him go. Keep it clean. No wrestling.
We approach the final 30 seconds.
Get him up, Andrew. Get him up. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Cut left side of the face over the left eye of Golota.
Nice right hand by Mike over the top, too. Again, working that cut.
And a left hook to the head by Tyson.
Up his head. Nope.
Referee's doing an excellent job, Steve.
Seconds of round one. Tyson scoring a knockdown at the end of the first.
Take a deep breath. All right. Little cut. Very little cut. Just bite on that mouthpiece. Show that right fucking hand. You hear? Yeah, huh?
Something Mike's not done a lot. That was an overhand right. Watch his overhand right. That is right on the money. Golota's got a whole new problem. You're going to see it. He comes into him, bends. Beautiful. Look at him turn that shoulder in. That is a full power shot. Super slow-mo from the other side. Oh, and you can see the shockwave sent to Golota's jaw and chin. That is just a beautiful right hand. But he got it quickly.
Deep breath. You gotta fight. Throw your punches fast. Come on, let's go.
Didn't take long for Golota to feel the power of Tyson. Golota down at 247 in round one.
No, watch your head.
Connecting with a devastating right. Tyson all over Golota.
Golota doing some boxing and weaving a little better than I thought he could. Maybe might miss a few shots, but you can see there's some fear in his eye. He's felt the pain.
Jumping on Golota here to open round two. Wanting to end it right here. And a big right hand again by Mike Tyson.
Golota's holding on the inside a lot. He learned to hold you. Tie him up on the inside.
My break. Off his head.
Tyson just slowing Golota down here at the outset with huge rights to the head. There's another right hand. Golota's chin withstanding that, but how much more can he take? Tyson again jumping all over. A left hook, and he shoots to the body.
Golota hit him with a nice right hand, too. Got Mike's attention a little bit inside.
Step back. Take a deep breath.
That right just missed by Tyson.
My break.
Almost by Tyson.
Let him go.
As he came in.
Step back.
real quick, you gotta hold on to this man. See, Mike, stop throwing the jabs, not working his way. He needs to stuff that big jab.
High break. High break.
Mike Tyson looking to move 240 pounds into position for the final knockout.
Nope, that's it. Step back.
We approach the final minute of the second round.
Okay, watch your heads. Watch your heads. No punching. No punching. All right? Touch him up.
Not been the storied left hook.
You're doing a good job. Let's keep
far, but the overhand right just missed with that overhand right.
And he had bad intentions all over that one, Steve. That was a Hail Mary. Throwing the pass for the end zone.
Okay, step back. Step back. Step back. No punching. Step back. Step back.
Mike's got to work in behind the double jab. It'll stop Andrew from holding him so easy. See, Golota slapping here. He can't hurt Mike with that. He's going backward and still punching. Feet are off balance, not planted, not delivering, turning his hips and shoulders in. Not going to hurt anybody with that.
And he seems fearful to throw his right hand, but fear of what might be coming back.
Andrew, get him up. Right break. Right break. Get him up. That was an accident. You okay?
Mike's showing he's a little over anxious here. That big right hand got him all souped up.
That was an accident.
He's not bobbing and weaving behind the jab. He's bobbing and weaving, but not behind the jab, which is allowing Golota to tie him up, Steve.
You're missing it with that right hand because you're looping it. Throw it straight, you'll catch it. Real relaxed. How you feel? Real relaxed. Check this out. Show him that, just like we worked on in the locker room. Show him that jab and step on it. Okay? Step to the right, fire right. Real relaxed, Mike.
Obviously, Tyson has to get inside. Here he comes, trying to get inside. But as soon as he does, look at Golota. He's going to hold on for dear life because he's been hurt.
What are you doing?
You fucking do this.
You're going to disgrace yourself.
I don't think he wants to go on. He wants to quit.
He quit. What are you doing? Last second, the bell's going to ring.
And he said it a little more colorfully than that, Steve. I'm telling you right now, Soto's excited, he's upset, and I'll tell you what, it was a better round considering the first round was on his... But you won't know until you taste the power of a puncher like a Tyson, a puncher like a Tua, what you have inside you, and now we know Andrew Golota will not deal with it. Not deal with it well.
And you hear the crowd reacting.
I said I'd be real surprised if this got into round 4, and I was not wrong.
Somebody just threw something in the ring that splattered all over us. The
cup of soda.
The Golota corner is just distraught with this decision by their man, Andrew Golota. He wants to get the heck out of here. He's coming near us now. Gets away. People are throwing things at him.
They're throwing popcorn, soda, beer, everything that they can.
Unbelievable sight here at the Palace of Auburn Hills. Golota being escorted off as fans throw things at him after he quits at the end of 2 rounds. Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Now, let's hope this doesn't really get out of hand now. It's getting very ugly here now as they hustle him out into the back area.
Listen, I'll tell you what. You want to go down and go out on your shield? Okay, but I cannot buy quitting. Well, it's still okay. The second round was a better round for Golota. He got to Mike a little bit, tied him up, was starting to do what he wanted to do, get to the 4th or 5th.
Put my leg back on.
An outrageous display of cowardice by Andrew Golota.
Go.
Let's get it over to Jim Gray.
Mike has decided to leave the ring. We're going to go back into the locker room and try and speak with him then. Ice is pouring out. There's been a lot of coins thrown into the ring, and I just think that he wants to leave before the situation becomes any worse. Steve, we'll run back to the locker room and see what happens there.
All right, thank you very much, Jim. As Mike Tyson makes his exit, heading back towards the dressing room.
One of the cameramen just came over and whispered in my ear that right after the first round, he asked his corner twice, please stop this fight. I don't want to go out there anymore. Please stop this fight.
And Al Cerno kept screaming at him, "You're going to win this fight. You're going to win this fight." And Golota got up on the stool to get Cerno's
styles
attention.
make fights. Golota never had a chance to win this fight. He doesn't have the defensive skills or the real agile mobility necessary to offset what Mike's doing, and he never hit him clean.
I agree with you there, but do you just...
You take your shot.
Gutless, heartless, you take a gutless approach like that?
No, you take your shot. Listen,
that's what I'm saying.
This is the business we've chosen. You don't cry about it after the fact.
We still haven't had the official announcement. The enigmatic career of Andrew Golota rages on. Let's go over to Jimmy Leonard Jr. now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been ended at the beginning of round number 3. Golota refusing to enter the combat at round 3. Referee in charge, Frank Garza, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, Iron Mike Tyson.
So there's the official announcement by Jimmy Leonard Jr. to a chorus of boos here at the Palace. Fans just irate at what they just saw. Andrew Golota quitting at the beginning of round 3. He refused to come out. He was being urged to change his mind by his corner, led by Al Cerno, his trainer. Despite that urging, he said, "That's it. I don't want to go."
That was a little more than an urging. It was a command.
Well, he told him to go out there and fight, and he refused. Let's go back and hear exactly what happened between rounds.
Fight on that mouthpiece. Show that right fucking hand. You hear? Start the fight. Yeah, huh? Start the fight. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking do dare, you cocksucker. You're gonna win this fight. You're gonna win this fight. Wash his mouthpiece. Come on, fast. Take a deep breath. Stop the fight. Shut up! Don't talk like that. Stop it. Stop it. Don't talk like that. Stop it. Come on, you fuck you. You're gonna fight and you're gonna win this fight. You're gonna win this fight. You ain't quitting. You're gonna win this fight. Cut it out. Stop it, Andre. Now Polish people out there. The fuck is the matter with you?
Come on.
Come on,
Stop it,
Andrew.
Andre, please.
Come on, Andrew.
Come on.
Give me the motherfucking idea. Stay there. I don't have it easy. No. Hey, you stay there. Stay there. Stay there.
Stop it, Andre. Stop it. Stop it.
What are you doing?
Don't you fucking do this.
You're gonna disgrace yourself.
You gotta get in your corner, Andrew. What? He quit.
What are you doing?
Last second, the bell's gonna ring.
Get out there. Quick, get out there. Don't go. You do this. Get out there.
Unbelievable animated graphic stuff from trainer Al Cerno. Bobby Ches, what do you make of that wild sequence? I mean, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Steve, I've never seen a fight between a trainer and a fighter to continue fighting where the trainer wants him to, and he doesn't want to. He's either hurt, or he's scared, or he's a whole lot of both.
Golota actually wanted to stop the fight after round 1 and again after round 2. Let's go to Bill Boggs in the dressing room.
Okay, we're here in Andrew Golota's dressing room. We got trainer Al Cerno, promoter Ray Shaw, but let's talk to the man himself. Mr. Golota, Andrew, the crowd is stunned. They can't believe it. What happened?
First of all, it wasn't my day today, but I got a headbutt. A referee didn't respond pretty much well as he's supposed to.
But you're a warrior, Andrew. You're a fighter. But you're a fighter that the crowd pays.
I got dizziness in my head. That's it.
What made you dizzy? Was it that first knockdown? What about the knockdown? Did you really recover from that knockdown at the end of the first round?
Actually, I was just sleep. You know, I hasn't been hit very well. You know, I was sleep. I was sleep on the down, and that's it. I stood up.
What do you say to the people who are driving home now, the people who spent the $49.95 for the pay-per-view, the people who were rooting for you, your fans and boxing fans all over the world, at this great and grave disappointment to the sport?
Listen, boxing is a very, very difficult sport, you know. And I'm sorry for all my fans, you know, who count on me, you know. I just did not have my day today.
Andrew, do you want to fight again? Do you want to continue with the sport you've been in since a very young man, since a young teenager?
I have to give myself very, very heavy thought, you know, about it. So I don't know. I have a reputation as a dairy fighter, you know, and this particular reason, you know, somebody headbutt me, you know, and just, you know, and nobody took care of this, you know. He didn't have hard warning, you know.
All right, a very distraught and upset Andrew Golota, as are most people ringside. Steve, we're going to go back to you right now.
All right, Bill, thank you very much. And you have to give Golota credit for going in front of our cameras under such difficult circumstances. That could not be easy. But Golota crying foul, Bobby. Let's go back and take a look at what Golota was talking about.
When you have a guy 5'11" like Mike Tyson fighting a guy 6'5" like Golota, the 5'11" has to crouch. If the 6'5" comes down unprotected, it's going to bang heads. The heads have to collide. 5'11", the small man always has to win, crouching underneath. And you always watch, the big man comes down, here, they bang heads. When the big man comes down to reach the little man, he has to protect the head. And even at that, the small man, Steve, he's got to lean forward.
Bobby, obviously there were some headbutts, as we can see on the replays, but none of the dirty tactics both fighters have used in some past fights.
And if you watch right there, Golota butts Mike because Mike gets up in the air while Golota's down and he comes down badly.
And yeah, it didn't appear to be intentional, nothing glaring, nothing you don't ordinarily see during the course of a fight.
No, and right here, Mike's working on the inside, and I can see the frustration there. You see him come up with his head, almost a headbutt. Now that you can't tell if it's intentional because he didn't hit his head, he just came up and missed.
All right, Bobby, based on all that we've seen here now in the replays, how do you sum it all up?
Well, Steve, when you have a drastic difference in height and styles like that, coupled with some bad defense, heads will clash. You'll have accidental headbutts. The referee didn't really have cause to say much, except for that one thing where it looked like might have tried, but that's tough to call.
All right, let's go to Jim Gray outside Mike Tyson's dressing room.
All right, thank you very much. I'm joined by Tommy Brooks, the trainer of Mike Tyson, Shelly Finkel, his boxing advisor and manager. And Tommy, let's start with the fight first. Mike, as of now, is not coming out to speak to us. Back in the locker room, your assessment of how he fought and how this ended?
Well, I think he fought well. We've been working real hard. This has been kind of an extensive camp. We started back in, was it July, Shelly? Yeah, because we were supposed to fight September the 9th, and the fight got moved back. But anyway, to make a long story short, Mike, he put in his work. He did what he was supposed to do. I would have liked to have seen him throw a few more straighter right hands than what he threw tonight, but it was successful, you know.
You ever seen a fighter just get into a fight with his manager basically during the time in between rounds and say that's it, and have to push and shove those people away who are trying to shove his mouthpiece in and say, I've had it?
Well, you know, hey, that's the first time I've ever seen that. Matter of fact, I had my back turned, so I didn't even know it. The guys down below were telling me that he quit, and I turned around and saw that he was, you know, he didn't want to fight anymore. But I never would have guessed that from Andrew. I truly believe Andrew is not a coward. I think that he suffers from his anxiety attacks, and I think he was probably having one right in that third round.
Can you assess what Mike will do now? He indicated maybe yesterday that he wouldn't fight again. Where would you say that stands after this?
Well, I think he was a little bit unfulfilled because he wanted to knock him out, and he's coming down from that. I think he'll take off for a couple of weeks. He'll reassess what he wants to do. I think he'll be happy with his performance tonight. I know Golota was banged up pretty good for only 2 rounds. His interview just said he slipped in the first, and he said he got butted when the right hand cut him over the left eye. And I don't think he wanted to stay in there for any more.
Through no fault of his own tonight, Mike Tyson is involved in a controversy. And What now do you do? Because there's damage once again with Mike Tyson associated with it, even though in this instance he is completely clean and did absolutely nothing wrong.
I differ with you on this one. I think that's the same like a controversy of Michael Grant when Golota quit. It didn't affect Michael Grant, and it shouldn't affect Mike Tyson. As a matter of fact, the thing that I was most happy, aside from his performance, every time the ref said break and he was holding, he went out of his way to break clean and move back. He walked back to the corner, and some people said, "What do you think?" I said, "He's very composed. He's very composed. He's got his head really on straight, and he can't be responsible for a guy that he hurts and the guy just quits."
No, he can't. Certainly, that's right.
So now that he put in a good performance, he showed that he could do what he had to do, even when the guy was deliberately holding and holding and holding. He did what he had to do. Now it's up to Mike if he wants to fight again. If he wants to fight again, the world is his. If he doesn't, then I wish him well.
All right, Shelley, Tommy, thank you for coming out. Steve, back out to you.
All right, thank you very much, Jim Gray. So another bizarre ending to an Andrew Golota fight. Tonight against Mike Tyson, he blatantly quit after the second round. Bobby Ches, final thoughts. Doesn't Golota have an obligation to fight?
Well, he signed a contract saying he would fight to the best of his ability and do his best. He didn't do his best, and he didn't fight to the best of his ability. He quit. Referee didn't stop it. Corner didn't stop it. He stopped it. I think he's obliged to fight. Who knows what he's thinking?
The question is, will he continue to fight now? I'm sure a lot of fans tuned in would say good riddance, Andrew.
I clearly think that after a second quitting, one being Michael Grant, two being Mike Tyson, a lot of people will not tune in to Andrew Golota. His paydays are going to be very limited right now.
What about the future of Mike Tyson?
The future of Mike Tyson, I think right now, is extremely bright. He's at the top of his game, punching well, fighting well, very poised, very focused today. He showed no bad behavior whatsoever. I think that to complete the trilogy with Holyfield, that's out there. The winner of Lewis Tua, that's out there. All great fights, big stature, big money.
You think Tyson needs one more fight before perhaps fighting a Lewis or a Tua or a Holyfield?
Well, after a Francis that didn't go long, Lou Savarese that barely broke 30 seconds, this fight, which didn't really do much, I don't think he's even had one full fight yet in the past year and a half. So he may need one fight that takes him a distance. I don't know who that is, or even takes him some rounds. I think he's ready right now. All
right, disappointing, controversial night as Golota quits against Mike Tyson, heading into the third round here tonight. Let's take a look at tonight's final results. And in an uncharacteristically lackluster performance, Zab Judah stopped Hector Carrose in the 8th round. And at our main event, a controversial ending, Andrew Golota gave his own version of no mas as he decided not to continue fighting Mike Tyson at the start of the third round, officially ruled a third-round TKO for Tyson. We'll return on December 9th with a championship rematch. WBA Cruiserweight champion Fabrice Tiozzo will defend his title and attempt to exact revenge against #1 Cruiserweight contender Virgil Hill. That's same-day coverage from Lyon, France at 11:30 Eastern and Pacific. Then the following weekend, Marcelino Freitas will try to extend his perfect knockout streak as he defends his WBO junior lightweight title. Catch this special same-day coverage on Saturday, December 16th at 10 p.m. Eastern and Pacific, only on Showtime. That'll do it for another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing. For Bobby Ches, Jim Gray, Bill Boggs, our entire crew, Steve Albert saying so long, everybody.